Welcome to Mompreneur Space Podcast, a show about inspiring and ambitious moms in business. Join us as we dive into topics like juggling parenthood and career, managing finances, finding work-life balance, and managing stress, all while building an empire. Each week we'll hear from inspiring guests who will share their stories and offer advice on how to master the mompreneur life. So join us each week for truly motivating conversations with real-world mompreneurs. In this episode, Kenneth have invited Angel Baney, who is a certified digital marketer and mompreneur, where we will be talking about how to automate your business using conversation starters. Angel is a mompreneur and a certified digital marketer. She is a certified in Instagram DM automation and School of Bots. She helped many small businesses to increase their revenue on social media. She can also help you increase sales by using my conversation marketing method. Without further ado, let's welcome Kenneth and Angel.
Hi everybody, welcome to Mompreneur Space live show podcast, where I interview inspiring moms from all around the world so that you can learn from them how they overcome their challenges and struggles as mompreneur. I'm your host Kenneth Chu, and today's guest is none other than Angel Baney, and who is a certified digital marketer and mompreneur. In this episode, we will be talking about how to automate your business using conversational starters, and also how she overcome her challenges and struggles as a mompreneur. So without further ado, let us welcome Angel. Hi Angel. So you are muted.
Hi Kenneth.
Hi. Hi Angel, thank you. Good morning to you over at the other side of the earth.
I know we're exactly like 12 hours apart.
Yes. So thank you for making time, and finally I got you onto the show and to share your amazing mompreneur journey. So before we start, right, in fact, there's a tradition that every guest get to post the question of the day out to the audience and to the next guest. So are you ready to receive the question of the day posted by the previous guest before we officially start the show?
Yes.
Okay. So the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, how would you define a turn-on life? Okay. I repeat again. How would you define a turn-on life? Okay. So the definition of turn-on is really up to you, because the previous guest, she is a sex, love, relationship coach. So she posted.
Okay.
That's why with the context of what was the previous guest. So she's a sex, love, and relationship coach. So it's up to you to define what is a turn-on life. Okay. So spend some time to think about it while I go onto Facebook Live to see if we are live successfully, and I'll come back to you. All right, Angel?
Great.
Okay. So let's check if we are live successfully. And for those who are tuning in, do let us know if you can hear us. You can just comment it in the chat to let us know if you are live successfully. Currently now I'm going to my page and see if we are live successfully and if our audio is good to go. Okay. So Angel, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
I am.
Okay. So let me just repeat again so that the guests and the audience will be able to know what is the question of the day. So the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, how would you define a turn-on life? Share with us.
So for me, turned on life, because I'm an older mom, and let's see, we've been married, it will be 18 years this year. A turned on life for me is just keeping our relationship alive by doing things not only like date night, but also as a family. Because my daughter, we had so many years that we tried to have my daughter. So for her to be every part of my life, our life with my husband also, is kind of what turns me on. Like when we take a fabulous trip and my daughter is in awe of what she sees, like right here in Pennsylvania, the leaves are starting to turn and the colors are absolutely gorgeous. So when we go to the countryside to just look at the leaves, that kind of turns me on. And then when we're at home and we're cooking dinners together, like that turns me on. Wow. So I'm very simple. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much for your answer to the question of the day and what turns you on, turn on your life. And thanks for sharing. And now we can officially kickstart with the show. So before we start, Angel, maybe you can share with us and introduce yourself. Where are you from, and currently what are you doing, and what brings you onto this journey, especially for the guests who are seeing you for the first time. Maybe you can do a short introduction of yourself.
Sure. So I'm Angel Baney, and I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the eastern part of the United States. I have a daughter who's 8 years old, and I've been married for almost 18 years, and we share our house with 4 cats. Also, I was brought to this journey of digital marketing through being a coach. I wanted some communication with my daughter during remote school when all the kids came home. And I grew up in a household where it was very loud, a lot of fighting, and I didn't want that for my family. And my daughter and I had always seemed to get along, but when she came home from remote, we weren't seeing eye to eye. So I started my journey with the communication and finding out how to better communicate with her personality. But then I realized, not being on this online space, how hard it was to be seen. And all the gurus were telling you, just get out there, do it organic, make friends, go into groups, and just keep selling yourself. Well, that's easier said than done because of the algorithms. So I thought, there's got to be something more out there. And that's when I started looking into the conversation of messaging and the automation. And I was so fascinated by everything you could do to, get clients. So this is where the space I am now. I've taken 2 certifications that now, I still have some to learn, but I really feel that I have become an expert in this field because I keep learning and growing.
Wow, that is amazing of what you are currently doing. So basically, you are I would say fresh off the boat, like a new mompreneur, still learning the ropes and still how should I put it? Is still on the journey of helping more of your clients to achieve what you meant by conversation. And that is also the reason why our topic of the day is how to automate your business using conversational starter. So before we go there, I just want to know more about you. What were you doing maybe from the time you graduated, or from the first time that you got into corporate? What was it like? Because although we know each other for a while, but I did not know that part of your story. That means how did you started in corporate? Were you working, and how was your journey like before you became a mompreneur?
So I've always been an entrepreneur. 20 years of my life, I was a massage and movement specialist. I owned a spa. And then when we were trying to have Gianna, I had my own small space with my own clients. So I haven't worked for someone since probably 20 some years ago. Well, actually 30, because I did run catering. So I have experience in running businesses. I built a business from the ground up to over 3,000 clients and over $500,000 in business. And that was previous to me having a child. So like you said, a lot changes when you become that mom, but you're still the entrepreneur. It's still possible. It's very possible. But like you said, Kenneth, that's why we need someone like you, because a lot changes and our mindset starts to change, but it's still very possible. And I am so privileged to be in this space now of mompreneur.
Welcome. And just now, because this is the part that I do not know deep inside, and that is what I like about having guests on my show, especially mompreneur, and to really go deep into what were they doing previously, because that part of the story I do not know. And with this chance, if in Mompreneur Space live show, I'm able to visit that past that you had, and now I know a bit more about you. So as I see, right, you were in massage therapy and you were running F&B business, which seems to be very traditional business. And moving online, how was it like for you? It must be really challenging for you to embrace the online world. Whatever that you used to have is back to zero again when you're starting on this journey.
Right.
How was that for you, that transition, or what brings you, what keep you going?
Well, so in the beginning, it was very exciting because I get very excited by new things and I love to learn. So I was learning from some of the top people online of how to create a course, how to get that going. But the thing that was lacking is we weren't told about how to really do real marketing. Now, I knew how to do marketing from my traditional business, like you said, and massage is almost a no-brainer. Who doesn't want a massage, right? So I was able to grow the business quickly because we had therapists, including myself and my partner, that had untraditional therapy, which we worked mainly with physical therapy too. So our type of massage was sought after because we really helped people get out of that pain area. So when I started online, I thought, wow, I'm in that same space of getting people out of their pain of how to start their business. But what I was lacking was the correct kind of software to do it. And also the guidance from a real coaching of how to do it. So once I found the software, and the automation software that I use is called Chat Ammo, and it's so amazing. You know, there's other software programs out there, but I have to give kudos to the developer. His name's Sean Mack, and Chat Ammo has changed my life because it's helping me give businesses that extra edge.
How do you pronounce that the software again? Chat Ammo.
So it's called Chat Ammo.
Mm.
ChatAmmo.
Oh, ammo. That means the
Mhm.
bullets kind of ammunition.
Yeah.
Okay. Chat ammo. Okay. So when you talk about that, right? Like how similar it is from your massage therapy business into online business where you are providing this automation services in Messenger, in direct messages for Instagram. So how do you break that mindset, because you were so used in hands-on and now everything is online? So how was that experience for you? Because especially from you have like 20-30 years of traditional business, and now you're hopping onto online. Because I have a lot of moms or even entrepreneurs that come to me, oh Kenneth, I'm too old to be doing online business, I'm too old to learn this, I'm not tech savvy. So what was your reason, or what was your struggles?
Well, you know what? I said all of those things to myself because I'm 54, so I'm not young.
You don't look like one.
I've Thank you. I have never been on Facebook except for just to look at pictures until the pandemic hit. And I just decided that I was going to learn as much as I could. I was going to find out the best people to learn from. But even that set me back quite a bit, not only financially, but in a mindset of like, how come I'm not where they are right now and they're telling me I should be? But as I realized that I didn't want to take away from my family either. So I need to sit down, and we talked about this earlier about setting a schedule, because you can't run any business just, by the seat of your pants. You've really got to run it as a business, even if you're at home. So I sat down and I decided the best times that I would be working on my business to not take away from my daughter, even though she was in remote. It was a little bit trickier because she needed hands-on to get on her classes because she was a bit younger when, she was only 6 going on 7. So I think the biggest thing is once I learned, I started realizing that I needed to stop going in the circular motion of learning. At some point, you've got to say to yourself, I've learned enough. I just need to take the action. But because I wasn't in this space, for 20 years of my massage life, I took classes like every 2 years, we'd have to take 24 hours of classes. I probably took about 100 hours of classes every year because I just wanted to know. But that was great because I could always use my technique. On the online business, you've got to finally say, I've got enough. I just need to start going. And everyone says that, right? But in your mind, you don't believe it because you still think that you don't have enough information.
And I want to stop you here because I think this is a very important point that you talk about. You have learned enough. Now it's time to do it. And this is often the trap because if you understand, most of us are educated. We are taught in school that you need to learn enough, then you can perform. But in the entrepreneur world, especially in the online world, this does not work. And that's where a lot of people fall in the trap of paying to learn more and more and more, and that's never ending. And you keep digging the hole of spending and spending and spending before you start making money. And that is what we call the silver object syndrome, that everybody fall into that. And the other voice that is telling you that, oh, I'm not good enough to be qualified to start charging, to start teaching or start coaching or whatever business you're doing, because we are taught in school that we are not good enough. We are taught by the society we are not good enough. We are not certified and you cannot coach someone. But I beg to differ that, because a coach is someone who's just a few steps ahead of the coachee. And that's where I can guide you. For example, like for you, when you first step into entrepreneurship journey, you can coach a mom who is thinking of starting a business, where you have already started the business, you have already stepped into the online world, you already have clients. Like for you, you already have clients, even though you just started, because there is a lot of things that you build up, what we call relationship currency that you have built up, your credibility that you build up as a business owner. So these are things that you have built up, and your network. And now you're just cashing it in because of those relationships. Because from what I know from you, that most of your clients are related to your past business, like the massage therapy, right? In that world, right? So
yes.
So that's where the taking action is very important. And this is something I want to bring it out, especially to the audience who are listening, especially mothers. Stop learning. You have learned enough. It's about taking action, doing it, and you figure it out along the way. Because no point thinking, like example, I was sharing with you just now, a mother was asking me this question: Kenneth, I only have 2 hours maximum per day. What should I do? So for me, it's always not about the business. It's about what do you really want, right? So like for you keep on learning. What do you really want to learn, right? And you just keep learning, and you don't feel that it's enough. Why? Because you have no direction of where you want to go. That's why you keep putting it in, and you cannot get the jigsaw puzzle sorted out, because you don't even have a picture. How are you going to piece the jigsaw puzzle together when you don't have a picture at all? So this is something that is very strong, and you are totally right. And you cut short that because of you being a business owner. As you mentioned, back when you were massage therapy, you learn, you upgrade your skill, you immediately apply it to your clients, to your customers, right? So that's where you start to become better and better. But when you came to the online world, it became different, because it's something new for you, and you pointed out something that is very, very crucial to a lot of people. Thanks a lot, Angel. So the next thing is that I want to ask you, right, is that why in this journey, why in this conversational starter, why in this messenger chatbot that you realize that this is the thing that you want to take action?
Well, so by nature, I'm a nurturer, right? I'm not somebody who always needs to be in front of like the camera, like, and I realized that doing videos nonstop and everything like that, like I know I need to do that to build up, but I like behind the scenes. I love helping people grow because when I see someone build up their stuff, like just and taking, for example, comparing that to my massage therapy, when I was able to see someone understand that their pain didn't come from where they were feeling it, but the chain of where it was coming from to the pain point. And once they understood that and I saw that aha in their face, right? That for me was like $1 million. That was like my relationship currency that was worth money to me, right? So in this online world, my currency is when I can work with a business that has an amazing product, an amazing service to give someone, and I can help them create this message, this conversation to give to the people that they really are gearing towards. And we can see that just grow and we can see their sales bursting. And then I look in their face and they go, "You've helped me do that." Like to me, that is like me being out in front, being the movie star.
Yeah, I liked it when you compare it with your massage therapy, that you are relieving the pain, and now your role is still the same. You are in the pain relief business, basically
Right.
helping business owner to relieve the pain. So what exactly are you helping business owner to relieve? That means what pain are you helping them with?
So there is some amazing things that have come about with social media platforms, right? And as a business owner online, you sometimes you can't keep up with all of this because you're so busy just trying to grow your business. But if you are someone that has a great course, a great service, some great products to offer, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, some of these other platforms have adopted things called messenger conversation, right? And without having to go to this link, that link, right? Because we all know people don't want to keep pressing buttons. They don't want to have to type in things. Sometimes you can't remember them, right? Because the links are too long. Within this thing called Messenger, we can build your whole flow, your whole conversation to your clients to make it valuable, exciting. And when they go through this conversation, they're able to see your offerings. And research has proven that the click rates, people opening up your product, your services, and buying from you is 80% higher than if you keep blasting them with emails, because we all get so many emails. If you keep blasting them with ads and things of this nature. Now, Omnipresence is doing all of this, but Messenger has come in with these conversations that just gears to the person you're looking for, and you give them that conversation that they're looking for.
Wow, when you touch on that, that just connected me to people just love conversation, because when it's in message form, it's in messenger, it's a conversation, as compared to, like you mentioned about email marketing. What is your thought between email marketing and messenger? Because not everybody can get onto the messenger, and not everybody can get into your email listing. Although technically, our own email listing is still good, but how do you connect these two together, or you treat it as a separate strategy altogether?
No. And also, like having your website, having your funnel landing pages, we want that all to be the same message across the board, right? And the more that you have, the more you're able to target your audience, but it needs to be a consistent message. So when we do these messenger conversations, We want to make sure the messenger conversation is the same as your email, your website, because if it's all choppy, then nobody's going to know what you offer. And I mean, you could still offer several things, but you want it to be consistent, precise, clear. And the thing is about messenger is right inside the conversation, we're able to collect the email. We're able to collect text, your SMS, right? So that you can then develop an email program. We often do that with what we call a lead magnet, a free offering of a PDF, an ebook, a free webinar. We can do this all inside this messenger conversation. And the beauty of all of this is you have an email list, because we all know the only thing we own, right, is our email and our phone numbers for our clients. And we experienced this a few weeks ago, right? Facebook went down.
Yep.
Instagram went down. Panic, right? People online who sell online lost thousands upon millions of dollars for just those few hours.
Yep.
So if you don't have your own email list, then you're not doing well. I talked to someone a couple weeks ago where they had started online many, many years ago, and they hadn't thought about collecting the emails and putting it in their own kind of CVM, right? Like their own protection.
Right.
And they lost all of those emails because they were secured just on an online space within Facebook.
Yeah. And you touch on this, which is what I see a lot of, especially new entrepreneurs or even mompreneurs, because most of them come from the user experience of social media, and they feel that, oh, okay, social media is the thing to go. Email is the past. But if you really know the top marketers, what makes them billions of dollars and millions of dollars, or even six figures, is their email list.
Right.
It's the community they build up from the email list. And like when you mentioned, when Facebook down, WhatsApp down, Instagram down, if your business is dependent 100% onto all these social media platform owned by Facebook, it's the end of the day. And that's why, like for me, I'm not affected because I have content on that three platform. I have content on LinkedIn. I have content on podcasts. I have content on TikTok. So it's diversified. But for a start, it's always about email listing. Like for me, why I run events, so that I can collect emails. And through events, I collect phone numbers. And that's where like someone was posting on LinkedIn, oh, does it affect you? A lot of people voted that it affect them, but for me, it does not affect me because I have other platforms. And the key thing I commented, I have that telephone number. Nobody was commenting that. Why? Because they do not understand the importance and how, although fundamentally it's still lead generation, but like you mentioned, whatever on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, it does not belong to you.
Right.
It does not belong to you. And the only thing that belongs to you is your email list that comes with phone number. Because if your email list does not come with phone number, I can say that it's not really a lead at all. Because in the event you cannot reach them through the email, what is your second alternative way? And now if you know about even I do not like WhatsApp, there's a business account, or even for Telegram, you can also reach them through that. So they're very sweet. So you were saying you have something to share, Angel?
Well, so WhatsApp, we know is owned by Facebook and Instagram now. And so WhatsApp now is going through, I'm part of the beta testing for the Messenger. Again, using Messenger is just another way of being omnipresent to all of your clients and building up your email list. And like you said, it's very important that we collect those phone numbers also. Messenger is a separate platform from Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
But even LinkedIn and a few of these other ones, Telegram, YouTube, are starting to pick it up because you can put links into those platforms to go through Messenger, which is great because again, you have this conversation where you can offer people things and not move out of that.
Yeah. And you mentioned like all these platforms, it allows you to put the link so that you can connect them into Messenger. Basically, like Messenger, you can do that, or even what do you call that? Even for DM, you can also, there's a link that they can click and get into the Messenger. So having said that, right, we know that it's important to have lead generation, to have phone number. So, and I also hear that on your end, it's not just that you're handling the automation, the messenger part, you're also helping them with the messaging and being congruent throughout. Is that what you're offering?
Yes. I mean, we're not going to just take a basic message and send it out to people. It has to be consistent with the business's voice, with their branding, because we want people to be familiar with your branding, your voice. It's all going to be written that way. And we can include pictures. We can include, I wouldn't say so much videos. We were doing videos at first, but so many people are on the platforms now that it kind of slows it down. But again, we can offer a lot of things inside that keeps everything in one place. And we can automate this to a list so that the business doesn't even have to worry. Yep. So you mentioned the Instagram. And I want the audience to know that this is all approved. These are not spam bots. That's where people get mixed up. That when they hear the word bot, they think of this computer programming coming in to spam you. That's not how these messenger conversations work. They should work to engage. They should work to excite, and they should work to get that client through to what you're trying to get them through, whether it be webinar, free stuff, buy stuff, your message. But Instagram just released something amazing where, people in Instagram are so used to saying, message me, DM me, right? So now, say, Kenneth, if you ran a post or a story, and at the end you said, DM me for the special thing I have for you, we would use a keyword. And as soon as your client put in that keyword to Messenger, it would take them through that funnel that we've built for your branding. And right away, they would be able to buy from you. They would be able to ask you questions if they were confused. So not only do we work with the message, but we also help with the customer support. Because once you get really busy in your business, these are things that you don't want to be doing by hand every day. And I've had a few people say, well, I don't think automation is where it should be because that's so impersonal. Well, you're going to be behind the times because lots of things are automated. It's only going to be impersonal if you're making it impersonal. And that's where I come in, is we make your message so it is very personal. And we still have that human side.
Yep.
Because not everything can be automated, and you don't want everything automated, but your main components of your business, in order to run smoothly, should be automated so that you can keep growing.
Yeah, and you touch a very strong, very important point, is that you work with clients that already have a existing product, service, and they have their own customer service. So it means that they are pretty experienced in dealing with their inquiries and all that. And when you talk about that personal touch, the personal touch will be available because they have dealt with a lot of customer before, and they practically know what are the frequent asked questions that customer will ask, what are the keywords they will key in. So does that help you a lot, right? But what if a client, an entrepreneur that's just started the business, does the messenger bot works for them?
Well, It will eventually. I'm working with a nonprofit right now that has just started on Instagram, and within 2 weeks they have over 100 followers now, which to some people it might not sound a lot, but they're posting every day, and we're trying to get people to just give that keyword to get them through Messenger, because all they're asking for is donations for the nonprofit, right? So theirs is a little bit different. But if you have a solid product, a solid message, you have to understand that this is going to take time to build up, because you need to have that presence on social media. You can't just expect to have a Messenger conversation bot and then just grow from there. You need to, and every coach, every guru will tell you, you need to be seen, right? And it will within a few months, it will grow, but don't expect this to be an overnight success and overnight get rich. I'm very transparent about that. If you are willing to wait and we keep, improving on your message, you will grow. You just have that patience, but you have to be present on the platforms that you're trying to get to grow on. And again, along the way, the beautiful thing is you're collecting your list. So, even if you collected 4 or 5 emails a week, you're starting with 0 to 5, right? And then you've got 10. Before you know it, you've got 100. Now your list is where it should be, with the people that you are trying to target, your raving fans, they call them, right?
Yeah. And you say something, because when I asked that question, even for people who just newly started, how can this messenger bot? And you put out a point is that they can start building that system, that conversation, that from scratch. And once they build it up, that means from 5 become 10, from 10 to 20 and all that, start rolling. Basically having this, I would say, the conversation and nurturing them, nurturing your audience, nurturing your fans from cold lead to warm lead to raving fans, like you mentioned. And that takes time. It is very similar to how dating works. You need to have you need to date someone, you need to get to know them better, and once they once you know them better, they want to know you better. So that's how the relationship will go during the first 3 to 6 months, where the honeymoon period, and that will be when they will be converted into what we call warm leads. They know a bit about you, you also know a bit about them, and that's where you still need to continue to nurture them, maybe past a year. And you mentioned something very important, and I believe that you also cover in your service, is to produce content, is to be seen, to have your presence there. It's not just the messenger. The messenger is an additional tool that can help you to speed up stuff. That's what I'm hearing from you. And at the same time, it's useful at any point of your business, be it in the beginning, be it the time for you to scale it and automate the whole system, or even to nurture your raving fans and keep them engaged at all time, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, with Black Friday coming up, if you have, products that you already have your raving fans, Messenger is big with Black Fridays. I mean, you're able to get them into that platform and just buy right in there without having to click off, go into your website and buy, click off, go into here. I spoke about Chat Ammo, and one of the beautiful things is there's a partnership with Groove, which a lot of people are becoming familiar with. And so we can even build those funnel pages, that one-page site where the bot goes to, so that you have all your products listed there. So it's just really easy. I know a lot of people have spent lots and lots of times on websites, but studies have shown that if you've got too many pages on your websites, people start to get just frustrated, and they don't want to look because anymore. They just want everything right there.
Because
right?
the attention span is much shorter now. It's like even 15 seconds, less than 15 seconds. That's why short form content works now, and it's very viral now. Yeah, because the attention span of every user had decreased so much. Yeah, so Thanks for sharing that, and I think this is very, very important for those who are starting off, who want to see how does messenger bot help me. But nevertheless, you still need to have your basic marketing in place, and all your collaterals, all your present, your assets, your digital assets, all set up, so that whenever a user comes on board, they're able to see more information from you, rather than information or data that is so laid back, that is so outdated. And that's why the consistency is very important. So having said that, what do you think was there an aha moment when you decided to go into this path?
There was. I mean, being part of that beta group of Groove when they were launching, Mike Filsain always has webinars, and the webinar about Messenger Bot kind of caught my ear because it talked about a different way of marketing. So I started learning, and again, I got that aha moment because I felt like, wow, these gurus that I've been following never talked about marketing this way. And it seemed to make so much sense. And then I got excited about learning kind of the technical side of it, because I believe when you're in business, you don't need to be an expert at all, right? Because you do, once you grow and you flourish, you're gonna have to have help. But you do need to know a little bit about everything, so that I've had friends, unfortunately, that have started businesses, and because they didn't know some of the accounting side, or they didn't know some of the legal side, that were taken for thousands and thousands of dollars, and it closed their business down. So I believe that you need to have a little bit of insight. And that's why I'm excited about this too, because I was like, I can learn this and I can actually teach people this. So if you want to do it yourself, and in fact, I've been doing that lately, Kenneth, is people have been coming into Chat Ammo to learn. And Sean is an excellent guy, but he's got a heavy English accent. So I'm helping some of my American friends learn his software so that they can run their own business from Chat Ammo. And I am happy to do that for you if you want to learn it. But if you want me to run it, I'm happy to be that side of it also, because I think it's important, to learn just a little bit about it. And then if you say, oh my God, this is too much, I want an agency to take this over, then that's fine. But at least you know the little bit. So when you have that person at the back end, you know that they're doing the best for you and you understand what they're doing.
Yeah, I like that part when you say that you don't have to learn everything. You don't have to be an expert in everything. And that is precisely what an entrepreneur is. Because if you look at a lot of successful entrepreneurs, they are not a specialist. Example, let's quote someone like Jack Ma. Do you think that Jack Ma knows computer? Do you think that Jack Ma know about e-commerce? Do you think that Jack Ma know about fintech? He might know a bit, but he don't have to be the expert. That's why he hires specialists, he hires talent to do all that. But definitely he will need to have some basic context of it, right? He will need to learn a bit, and so that he get the gist of it, but he don't have to know everything. Because if he has to know everything, he will not be building $1 billion company as of now. And if you look at a lot of successful people, even Elon Musk might not know a lot of things about cars, but he learned it. He hired people to build it, right? Even for rockets, like all these things. If you look at in the entrepreneur, that's why a lot of people are very caught up. Why? Because we are all programmed or wired to be employee, and being an employee, you have to be the specialist. You are trained to be the professional. Example, doctors, lawyer, accountants. You have to be good in it, because you will be employed by an entrepreneur or the business owner. They might not know. That's why they hire you. All they need to know is that, okay, I have this account in place, I have this lawyer in place, I have a doctor that helped me in my health to make sure that I'm able to run my business in good health. So that's where entrepreneurs are basically generalists. And if you are always stuck, the reason why a lot of entrepreneurs are stuck because they are still acting like a specialist. So in fact, entrepreneur, we should be more generalist, and we should learn the power of delegation.
Yes.
And that is the key thing, is you have to learn to let go, and that's where your business can start to go. And that you have to let go and start to hire people that can do it better. If you are the smartest person there, then you will be a one man or one woman show. You will handle it everything, and you will burn out. And you will be asking, why am I doing this? It's worse than being employed. So coming back to you as a mom, what is your biggest challenge as a mompreneur?
I'd say my biggest challenge is time. You know, when my daughter comes home from school, I just want to go and spend time with her and play with her. But I have to make sure that my obligations to my business have been done for that day. We all need more time, right? But you can't make that as an excuse either, right? So, yeah, I would say that that's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things that used to be was, because I'm a nurturing person, is saying no to people. I wanted to say yes to everybody. Oh my gosh, I'll do this for you. I'll do this for you. But I've had to learn to say no. And sometimes I go in the corner and cry about it for a few minutes, because I'm like, oh, I just can't believe I said no to that person. Like, they need help and I can see it, but I know I'm not the right person and they're not at that right point. So when I say no to someone, that's only because I know I'm not the good fit for them, and I will burn out.
Yeah.
And that's not good for me. That's not good for my family. That's not good for my business. So yeah, I'd say that's the biggest thing.
Thanks a lot. I think this is a very good advice for, especially for mompreneurs, and you're very nurturing, you're very passionate in helping people. The power of no. This is something that I learned from one of the mompreneurs in my earlier episode. She talked about the power of no. And once she learned the power of no, to say no to people and let it go, her business transformed. For example, she used to serve, she's a photographer. She used to do all kinds of shots, until one day she realized that she should start saying no to weddings. She should start saying no to baby showers. She should just focus on, I do not know what you guys call, like, for those who graduated from college, they will have to take this photo shoot. It's not really graduation. It's kind of like graduation, but not graduation. So they need to do this photo shoot. And she found that niche, and she focused on it, and she became the authority. And that's where her prices went up, because she's always booked. So if you want to book her, you need to pay a bit more, or you need to be on the waiting list. So she has business like that because she niched down, and she's so focused, and she became the authority. And that is where a lot of people miss that. If you are a yes man or yes woman, you start saying yes, you're just accepting a lot of things that will burn you out. But when you're focused on one, when you niche down, you became the authority, you became the expert, you became known for that, and people remember you. Definitely you can choose to do other stuff, but that's where the power of no will come in. And thanks for putting it out. And it comes from your journey of learning how to say no, especially at the very start of your business, of your journey as a mompreneur, especially doing things online, is to say no. So thanks for sharing that. Your biggest challenge is time, and I believe that this is, I've been hearing that, because I always ask this question, what is the biggest challenge, and I always hear time. And definitely all of us have 24 hours. How to have more time is one, like you mentioned, the power of no. When you say no, you get back more time, right? And the other thing that the audience can do is how to get back more time is to understand what is your whole flow. I think we mentioned about that, and have this question today from one of the mothers. She says she had no time, she only have 2 hours. I told her that, do you know what is your rundown of the day? It means every day, how is your schedule doing? Because I do this exercise with a lot of my coaching, especially mothers who say, I don't have time. When I work it out, right, they realize that it's not that they do not have time. They spend time on things that are not productive. or things that are non-income generating. And a lot of them just on their head, they just, oh, I'm very busy, I don't have time. But they did not pen it down and what they have been doing from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. They never pen it down. And that's why when you're not clear of your whole day schedule, how are you going to have more time? And if you do not have time, everything is packed, what you need to do, how can you determine which are the activities that you can outsource, or the activities you can speed up using certain software, certain program, like just now Angel mentioned about automation using chatbots, using messenger bot, that can cut down a lot of your customer service time. That's where one of the biggest thing that helps a lot of tech company is messenger bot. They help them to solve and cut down a lot of unnecessary manpower. Even for bank services, like when you call a bank, right, it's always the AI that's talking to you. Yeah. Why?
Exactly.
That is technology, so you just need to leverage on that. And thanks for sharing on that golden nugget of that great advice, which is the power of no. So what would you say that is, what if today you are not a mom? What would your life be and what would you be doing?
If I wasn't a mom, I'd probably be living in Costa Rica 6 months out of the year, just getting in touch with the earth and having probably seminars and teaching. The other part of the year I would spend on my passion, which is bringing an end to domestic violence. And I would be, which I am, and I will be doing more of this, helping out with fundraising for them. So yeah,
that's good. Thanks a lot for sharing. And now in fact time really flies. We almost coming to the end of the show. So what would how can the audience get connected with you? How can they find out more about messenger bot, or even how can they generate leads using messenger?
So I'm on Instagram at Cryptex Agency. That's the name of my agency. Or also Angel Baney. I'm also on Facebook with my page called Cryptex Agency, and Angel Baney is my Facebook handle, and the same for LinkedIn. So I'm all across the board with those. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
I do have a smart link for my website, but again, that's like a one page because I've just really streamlined it. So yeah.
Thanks a lot, Angel, for sharing. And for those who want to connect with Angel, you can always go to the description. If you need more things, you can always reach out to her through her social media handle. So if you guys need anything, you can always comment in the chat. So last but not least, Angel, now it's your turn for you to post the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So what will your question of the day be?
My question of the day is, if you are thinking about becoming a mompreneur, or you already want one, how many times have you failed before you believed that you would succeed?
Okay, so can you repeat again slowly? So how many times have you failed? Okay.
Before you were able to succeed.
Before you were able to succeed. And
I should clarify, by the word failure, I don't mean like, failing, but kind of starting over. So maybe that's a better word, because, I started this space in being a personality science and bank methodology coach and trainer, which I'm still doing, but I needed another path to bring upon that. So I don't believe that I've failed in my ways of anything, but I've just started over looking for a better way to really bring everything I want to fruition.
Okay. I think when you use fail, you can also use failure. Have you lost your direction? Will it be better?
That might be better. I like that.
Yeah. So it will be, how many times have you lost your direction? Can I put it in that? Have you lost your direction? How many times have you lost your direction before you were able to succeed? Does it sound better? Okay.
That sounds great.
So the question of the day posted by Angel is, how many times have you... what was that?
Lost your direction.
I think I wrote too much. Okay, so how many times have you lost your direction? Okay, so the question of the day posted by Angel is, how many times have you lost your direction before you were able to succeed? Okay, so this question of the day go out to the audience and also to the next guest. So next guest, get ready for this question of the day. So before we wrap up, Angel, what would be your last advice for mothers who are sitting on the fence thinking whether they should step into entrepreneurship or not? So what would be your last advice for them, Angel?
Not to give up. If you have a passion, go after it and just find the right people to lead you on that road, and you will eventually succeed. It might take a few turns and twists, but you will succeed if your passion is high enough.
Thank you, Angel, for sharing that. Never give up and find someone to guide you along the way so that eventually you will succeed. So thanks a lot, Angel, for sharing all the golden nuggets and sharing with us how we can scale our business using conversational starters like Messenger bot, or even generate leads using Messenger bot. Thanks a lot for today, and I also thanks those that have been watching till now, especially for those that are listening and watching the live show. And at the same time, for those who are watching the replay, you can let us know that you have watched the replay by commenting replay, so that I will have something special for you guys. So last but not least, I'm Kenneth here signing off with Angel. Thanks, Angel, for coming onto my show, Mompreneur Space Live Show Podcast, where I interview mompreneurs from all around the world to share their challenges and struggles in their entrepreneurship journey. So thanks a lot, Angel, and thanks for those who are tuning in, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.